everyone, welcome back to another video and welcome to a full in-depth tour of my 2019 Dacia Logan MCV Stepway 1.5 Blue Dci Laureate / Comfort. It's not a short name, but this is a very long car. Pun aside, obviously I already have a video of this car on my channel. However, for numerous reasons, plus the fact that I filmed it in 4K, meant that I only had 10 minutes to shoot that video, so it was very quick. There were many things that I missed, which I preferably would have wanted to show. So I'm going to do a proper tour of this car today. I'm going to show you interior, exterior, the features, the engine, all that sort of stuff. Reason being because I don't think there's that much information or enough information about this car online, really. There's not that many videos about it on YouTube, not many things about it on the internet, really, to be honest. And I struggle to see why, because if what you're after is a practical, no-nonsense car that does everything well and has, you know, no irritating features, whatever, why would you not get this? Anyway, I'm starting to rabble, so I'm just going to crack on with the video. So, without further ado, here's the key. Ignore the the blue silicone cover on it, and let's start it up. So, I'm going to start off by turning the engine off and showing you some simple little features and stuff first. So, here's the interior, but of course you've already seen it. Let's start up. So to start this car, if I can just show you there, just insert the key, twist 3 times till the power comes on. Now with some cars you do need to depress the clutch to start this car up. With this car you don't, however, I always, and as many people do advise you do, just to make sure you don't lurch forward or anything. Let's deal with the copyright first. And there she purrs into life. So, this car, the 1.5 Blue Dci, does come with a 5-speed gearbox. Show you all the gears there. Pretty snickety, and for reverse, it's just back and down like that. That beep was the audible rear parking sensors activating. The little beep there lets you know that you have done so. Right, so let's turn on the hazards. Lights. I'll put on the fog lights as well, just to show you all the lights. I will roll down the driver's side window, which is automatic as well. And let's crack on. I will open the bonnet in a second, that is on the passenger side, but first of all, just show you the exterior. So, this car, one of the many things I like about this car, so it is on 16-inch wheels. Now, you look at those, you think they're alloy wheels, right? They're not. These are plastic wheel trims over steel wheels which have been designed to fill these gaps, basically, or these bits that the cover sit over. So they look like alloys, and I think they look pretty good, actually. So there you go. The colour of this car is called Mink. It's a shade of brown, but it's a metallic brown colour. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't that fond of it at first. And you know, in the world of like car stuff, it's pretty common for people to make fun of brown cars. But honestly, I'm being 100% honest, it's actually quite grown on me. And I think the colour actually works quite well with like sort of these black contrasts as well. So like on the door handles, on these bits of trim here. Being the Stepway version, this has contrasting sort of silvery wing mirrors. You've got the Stepway writing there, you've got all of the plastic cladding and stuff, and it's a little bit higher up than the standard one as well, which helps with mobility as well, and it also means that it rides a little bit better as well. Coming round to the front, so this car, I've turned the lights on, the main headlights, so you can't see that well, but it does have LED daytime running lights as well. The rest of the lights are just halogen. Got your indicators there, front fog lights as well as rear fog lights. I'll just give you a full little spin around before I open up the bonnet, but yeah, in profile I really do quite like the look of this car. It is a bit sort of chunky at the back, not so much at the front, because basically this is based on the Mark II version of the Sandero. So up to this point here, you know, so if I put it there, it's a Sandero Stepway, but then obviously the rest of it is bespoke, if you like. So I'll just show you the rear view as well, so you can see the lights flashing there and stuff as well. This version, well, my particular one as well, does have a tow bar. I've not used it yet, don't think I ever will. Anyway, so I will open up the bonnet, show you the engine. The bonnet, being a European car, the bonnet releases on the passenger side for UK ones. There it is there. And this will allow me to show you something else which I really like too. The bonnet, are you ready? See if I can do this one-handed. Gas strut, and it's not a Range Rover. It's, you know, premium cars. Anyway, so here it is, 1.5 Blue Dci diesel engine. I'm just going to back up a bit because it is a bit noisy on idle. So the 1.5 Blue Dci, it's the exact same engine that you get in like Renault's. Well, it's a Renault sourced engine. It's used in Dacias, it's used in Nissans. I think still to this day it's used in like modern versions as well. But yeah, there we go. As I say, my favourite aspect, gas strut, cheapest car. You know, even the Sandero version came with that. You know, this is a cheap car and it comes with that. I mean, it's nuts. There's many things anyway. So there's the exterior. So now we will crack on with the interior. So let's turn everything off. So hazards off, lights off, shut door. And as I say, the driver's side window is automatic in both directions. All the other windows are fully electric, but they are they don't have the automatic function up and down. Right, let's carry on. So I'm going to start with sort of driver's side and then work my way around the interior features. But just to summarise the exterior, I do quite like the way this car looks. It looks practical, it looks functional, it looks utilitarian, but in a good way, in my opinion. The colour, as I say, wasn't a fan at first, but it's grown on me and I actually think it works pretty well, and it's different. I've not seen another one of these in this colour yet, and I've owned this car now for like 4 months. So anyway, so driver's side. So the front doors are slightly different to the rear doors. So the front doors have these grab handles, which are smooth plastic on the back, and then the front side has this, make my phone a bit closer, it's sort of like it's actually a little bit brown in colour itself as well, and it has these little sort of funny looking dots on them, and it's the same trim that you get on the centre fascia here as well. And as I say, both front door handles are like that as well. Tell you what, before I carry on, I'm just going to turn the engine off because as I say, this Blue Dci, it does use AdBlue, so it's actually pretty clean, but if you leave it on idle for long enough, as I guess it's common with diesel engines, it does start to rattle a bit, but that comes with a diesel engine. And in general, for what this car has done, you know, the diesel's worked for me. Anyway, moving on. So front door cards, you've got the door handle there to get out there, and then you've got the front two electric window switches there. The other two are down here in the center console. The reason for that is that when this car first came to the UK in 2013, I want to say, or the Sandero, this has the same interior, the front two electric windows were here. There weren't any switches at all on the armrest, and then the rear two electric windows would have been back there somewhere. But they facelifted this car in towards the end of 2016, early 2017, which changed some bits and bobs, including a new steering wheel and other stuff. So yeah, that's the door basically. You've also got a massive door pocket at the bottom, and also a speaker there. Just here, that is your electric mirror switch as well. And that is the switch to turn off your parking sensors. Right at the bottom there is the headlight level adjuster switch as well. This car does have heated door mirrors. To activate those, you press the heated rear screen button as well. They're connected. Yeah, so I guess then moving on to the steering wheel. On this top spec version, leather trimmed. It's got silver highlights, Stepway lettering at the bottom there. Obviously, horn in the middle. And then you've got your cruise control buttons on it as well. It is tilt only, you've got a little lever there. You would just pull that towards you and then you can move it up and down. It doesn't move in and out, unfortunately, but for me, the seating position in this car is absolutely fine. So that works well. Yeah, so that's that. In terms of other controls, just behind the steering wheel on the column itself, you've got an audio control thing. Renault have been using this in cars for absolutely ages. I think they still do in their current models. So let me see if I can get a good angle of this. Not really, unfortunately, but once you know what everything does, it actually works pretty well. So you've got source audio there. You would press that to switch through various audio sources, as the button says. Focus please. You've got your Bluetooth telephone there, as well as your voice control. Volume up, volume down, modes, and then on the back of it, if you can hear that, there's a little wheel which you can use to switch between tracks, but I will show you that more in depth once I've actually got the, oh well, I've got it on anyway, but I will show you in a minute. And then you've got your lights and indicator switch there, obviously your lights and stuff there, and your wiper switch as well. At the end of the indicator, you have, the wiper switch stalk, got this little button here that allows you to flick between this little information screen. So it's not going to show all the information because I've got the car off now, but to the right hand side you've got your fuel gauge, and then we'll see what it allows me to switch through. So actually don't know what that is. There's my average MPG, 58.9, but effectively 59 miles per gallon. That's crazy. Instant MPG, that's the range I've got left, so 620 miles. Trips, average speed, outside temperature and stuff. There's a couple of other features, but as I say, the car's off. Speedo in the middle, rev counter on the left. Simple, no nonsense. Let's move on to the touchscreen and this center feature. So you've got your hazards at the top, central lock in there. There is a feature with the, well, most cars have this. So the doors do auto lock as you drive off, which is currently activated. However, if you want to turn that off, just hold down the switch. I'll see if this works when, I don't know if the engine needs to be off for this to work, but we'll see. But there is a feature in which if you hold this down for a length of time, I think the engine needs to be on to do it. You can turn that feature off if you want to, but we'll leave that on for now anyway. Touchscreen. This is seriously idiot-proof, and I love it for that. So, this is the home screen. 6 icons, nice colours, yellow, orange, purple, blue, another shade of blue, and another shade of blue. So you've got your dark up there. If you were to hit that, just turns the screen off and it just leaves you with the time up there and whatever song you're listening to, and then just tap it again to turn it on. If you go to radio, this is it. So this is your DAB menu here. If you were to click this down, you can switch to FM or AM as well. I'm looking through the phone screen doing this, so do forgive me for the weirdness of it. As I say, time up there, information there of what you're listening to. Those 2 buttons at the side allow you to skip through whatever tracks you're listening to. Home takes you back to the main menu. If you go to list, you can scroll through all the available stations in the area. If you go to presets, as the name expects, your preset stations. And then if you go to options, just adjust, there we go. Go to options, you can update the list. You got your traffic announcements, DLS, I think is the display list. So like if you turn that off, this will disappear there. Announcements, so you can turn on like transport, warning, news, weather, event, special event, program info, sport, and financial. Why you'd want financial, I have no clue. And that is that. Simple. I'm not going to click media simply for the fact if I do, well, actually, my Bluetooth is off, so but I'm not going to risk it because I don't want the video to stop. But if you click that, that brings up your Bluetooth audio, basically. Or if you've got aux in or USB, and you're listening through that, you can press that and control all your music there. I will say at this point that this infotainment system does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. To activate that, you do need to use a USB into the slot here, into whatever phone you've got. For an Android phone, which my phone is, when you've got it on, Android Auto icon will appear in the bottom right hand corner here. Just press it and then you can go on to use Android Auto to your heart's content. Phone, oh there you go, Bluetooth is off, so I can't go to that. But yeah, go to phone, obviously, as it explains, you can look at your contacts, make a call, blah, blah, blah. Navigation, right, before you go on it, it gives you this warning, as most cars do. This is it. Again, it's dead simple. So you can scroll along. You can do it with the arrows if you would like as well. Oh, actually, that changes your POV as well. So you can make it like flatter and stuff. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then you can zoom in using the arrows here. If you go to options, you can sort of like places around cursor, info, add to favorite, show current position, current traffic, blah, blah, blah. If I go back off that and press options again, you can look at current traffic, route settings, map settings. Where am I? Just to show you that, it gives you like latitude, longitude, altitude. Options, you can like again add to favorites if you press help nearby, car repair around here, health around here, police around here, and stuff like that. So it's honestly, it's a pretty good system. I've used it a couple of times. Like I say, because it has Android Auto, most of the time if I'm using navigation, I'll just use Google Maps. If not though, and I use the car zone system, it's pretty good. If you want to input a destination, you go to the nav, and there you can like create a route and stuff, or you can go here, put in an address, point of interest, find on map, and then again you've got options for like warnings, route settings, map settings, voice settings, coordinate format, GPS settings, map update, and traffic. That's pretty much that. And then you've got the actual system settings where you've got your volume, speed, I think that's like speed, sensitive volume, loudness, which basically just makes the bass a bit beefier, balance and fader settings, which you can adjust there. Sound settings, this just adjusts how they sort of work with each other, I think. So for example, like if I've got navigation on and I get a traffic announcement, it will be slightly louder than navigation. I think that's what that means. I might be wrong. Display settings, you can adjust the brightness and map mode, connectivity, you can view smartphone devices, Bluetooth devices, blah, 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 change passkey, smartphone integration tutorial, which I'm not obviously going to do. And then the system settings, language, clock, units, factory settings, navigation settings. Oh, sorry, that's just navigation on or off, actually. And the version of the system. And that's the system. That is a touchscreen. How idiot-proof is that? Yeah, like if you were to get out of most other like modern cars and get into this, like if they have a touchscreen and then use this, you'd probably be shocked as to how simple this is. But me personally, it's so idiot-proof. Like, I love it. When I'm driving, it just does not distract me in the slightest, which I like. Anyway, moving on further down here, I've touched on this a little bit, but these are heater controls. So on the left-hand side, you've got the direction of flow, air conditioning on and off. Below this knob here, you've got your recirculation or the outside air coming in, fan speed, heated rear screen, which also controls the heated side mirrors, and temperature. Boom. Below that, these are your rear electric window switches. That is a rear window lock. And then you've got your cruise control on here and speed limiter up there. If you were to flick on cruise control, you would then use this to adjust the speed. That's the cancel and that's the resume. And the same goes for the speed limiter as well. Further below that, little storage cubby at the front here. You've got two cup holders, 12-volt power socket there, your gear knob, handbrake, auto stop-start button, off and on's down there. And then just below the handbrake, you've got a little bit of storage there for like chewing gum, keys or whatever. Further down, you've got another power socket and another cup holder. And that's that. Coming up to the roof, driver sun visor does not have a vanity mirror, but it does have a like ticket holder, card holder thing as well, which is handy for going into parking garages and stuff. Front interior light here, so flick it to the right to turn it on. Center is it'll turn on when the car either unlocks or the doors open, and then over there to turn it off. And you do have a light for the back as well. Passenger sun visor does have a mirror, and obviously airbag warning and stuff. Grab handle for the passenger, and yeah, I think that's it for the front. So, oh, and you've got a dash cubby area up there as well. Before moving on to the back and boot, I'll quickly touch on safety. So it's quite a funny thing. Like if you go on the internet, there's quite a lot of things about like, Euro NCAP scores for Dacias and stuff, and like how they're below other cars and stuff. As true as that is, it's worth bearing in mind how strict Euro NCAP is these days. You've got to bear in mind, so for example, as I say, this does have a Euro NCAP rating of 3 out of 5. But if you watch the video of this car being crash tested, to me it looks perfectly safe and good, and it is perfectly safe and good. This is a safe car. It couldn't be an unsafe car. You literally can't make unsafe cars these days. And that goes even for like 10, 15 years ago, it was the case. But anyway, so in terms of what this has, you've got driver's airbag, passenger airbag. The 2 front airbags say SRP. I'm pretty sure that that's just a Renault thing. However, looking it up online, it does say that the 2 front airbags will deploy differently depending on your seating position, your weight, and the type of accident that the sensors detect, basically. That might be true, that might just simply be the wording that Renault use. As I say, this is a Dacia, but it's everything in here is Renault. So you've got 2 front airbags, you've got 2 front side airbags as well. Where can I show you that? There. And they do include head protection, so if you're on the front of this car, you are very well protected. The one thing is, unfortunately, you do not have curtain airbags. So again, this is a safe car, and in most accidents in the back, you would be absolutely fine. I would be willing to bet, but if you were in a side impact, you wouldn't have any side airbag protection in the back anyway. So that is one thing to consider potentially if you do carry kids and stuff, and that would be something that would put you off. Doesn't put me off, like I say, because the event of that sort of accident happening is quite rare. So I'm not concerned at all. But yeah, and obviously you've got things like stability control, traction control, ABS, the usual sort of stuff. So yeah, safe car. I didn't just talk about the air vents, but they're pretty simple. You can just, twist and move them around as you please. Just close them like that, and then open them up again. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I am going to switch it off completely, and we can move on to back seats and boot. It's also worth saying as well that if you open either of the front doors of this car, the central locking will automatically turn off as well for all around the car. Before moving to the back as well, I will quickly just use these 2 levers. So this one here is your fuel catch release. There you go. So that's just popped open, and then this one opens your boot. There is 2 ways to open the boot, which I'll show you the second way in a minute. But let's quickly show you the back of this car. So I think I touched on this. So the front door cars are slightly different. They've got that sort of grab handle that pulls out here. Back doors don't. They just have this simple one here. But you've got your window switch there, grab handle, speaker, and then a reasonable size. It's not as big as the front, but it's still decent storage area here. Quickly just talk about excuse me, seat design as well. So front and back, they're the same. So it's grey cloth centre with these white stitched elements in the middle. Nice soft seats, and you've also got this sort of grey/white textured finish on the outside portions as well, and obviously adjustable headrests front and rear. It's so spacious, this car, it's crazy. So this seat is set up for me. I am 5'11", acres of room. I mean, I can use, if we want to be specific, I've got about that much knee room. Pardon me if I sit up dead straight, about that much headroom, but it's really comfy back here. Really, really comfy. Now, one thing I'll mention before I carry on is that the rear of these seats are quite interesting. So they have this sort of, I don't know if you can hear that. It's like a wetsuit sort of material. It's quite interesting. And I've not really seen this on any other cars, but I would imagine this is because this is probably an easy clean surface, which I suppose it is. So it's pretty good, I suppose. So like, this does have a few marks on it, but I presume I could just get some interior cleaner, spray that down, wipe it down, and it would just go away because it's not an absorbent material. So that's actually pretty good. So in terms of features back here, not bad at all. So like I say, it's actually pretty good for the price. So like I say, you've got rear electric windows on this model, door bins down there. On either side, you do have grab handles as well. So that goes for over there. You've got a light up there, like I say. Both of the front seats have storage pockets as well. You also, I missed this a few times, have a little storage pocket here, which is ideal for a phone. It does fit a phone pretty well, and because there's that charging point there, if you're charging your phone, if the cable's long enough, you could just throw your phone up there whilst it's charging or something. That would work pretty well. Cup holder down there. So yeah, in terms of features, it's pretty good. And like I say, the seats are nice and comfy. Easily could do a long journey back here. No issues whatsoever from me. 3 seats. The centre seat belt does come from the roof. So if you're planning on carrying a third rear passenger, just remember to pull that down, because I have had a couple of times, not with this, but with Sandero Stepway that I had, which had the same system. They were like, where's the seat belt? So just remember to do that. But as I say, it's cool. So yeah, let's move on to the booty, and I'll show you the fuel cap area as well. So fuel door, don't know why I'm showing you this, but there you go. So diesel tank there, obviously, and then your AdBlue tank there. And then to close this, just lock it like that. There you go. Right, so the boot. Look at this cave. So this is 573 litres of space. This puts it well in line with other estate cars, but all of which cost a lot more money, you know, and it puts this well ahead of anything at its price point when it was new. It's absolutely nuts. So yeah, plenty of room for absolutely everything you could possibly need. Features, again, not bad at all. So you've got hooks. There's a little hook there, a little hook there. You've got your interior light there. You've got tethering points, 4, so 2 at the front and 2 at the back there. Your top tether points are at the back there as well. That's your like jack and stuff. Tools underneath the floor. This one unfortunately does not have the spare wheel fitted. Sorry, my hand's in the way. So you've just got the tyre like repair kit and stuff as well. But yeah, and then to close it, you do have an interior grab handle just there. It is quite heavy, this tailgate, so you do sometimes need to, rather than just using the handle, actually like push it down yourself as well. Quickly show you the other side as well, but like I say, the other side's exactly the same. So there's that. And I'll wrap up, I suppose, by showing you sitting in the front passenger seats as well, just showing you what it's like. Oh, yeah, it's good. If I haven't already said that, it's really good. Nice and comfy. Yep, comfy seats. Yeah, so yeah, you should be able to see me. Yeah, like I say, I love this car. I just can't say that enough. There are things I could say that aren't ideal about it, but there's nothing in here or nothing about the way it drives that puts me off. So, you know, is it a sports car? No. Is it as refined as more expensive cars? No, of course not. And, you know, if you would expect it to be, you're silly. Like, of course it's not going to be. But is it comfortable? Yes. Is it refined enough? Yes. Is it nice to drive? Yes. Is it practical? Yes. Is it easy to live with? Yes. Is it easy to use? Yes. Is it stressful to own? No. And I could rattle on. Like, it's a no-nonsense, utilitarian, do anything sort of car. So if that is the sort of thing that you want, buy this car. There's no reason for you not to. So yeah, I'm going to wrap that up there. I think I have covered everything. So thank you very much for watching. The other video I put up might get deleted if I feel like there's no point having the two if they're quite similar, but it may stay up, it may not, but we'll see. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I may see you again, I may not see you again. Either way, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and yeah, thanks for watching.